Hoi hoi everyone, and welcome. Oh, chill today. I feel like we're a DJ and having a good overtime night. Now, everybody, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us for Chip and Company's podcast here, Disney News and Review. What an exciting week we've had here at Disney World itself. We've just done so much. But first, let me introduce to you the man, the myth, the man who runs the whole operation here, the owner of Chip and Company, Mr. Chip Confer. Chip, how you doing today, my friend?
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy to you. I just got back from being probably the most relaxed I've been in a long time. I went over to Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani, and swam for about 2 hours with a friend of ours. Mark Valentine is down here again.
That dude living down there almost. Getting a second house or something.
Right. I think he's finishing up his DVC points for the year is what I'm thinking. But yeah, man, how's your week going?
It's not too bad.
Excellent. All right, so we have...
It's not as busy as yours.
No, it has been... Chip, I think I've been to the Magic Kingdom like 7-8 days in a row or something. I think I've been to a park 17 times in a row.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, 17 days in a row of going to the parks is a lot of time spent in the parks. But look, it was all for a good reason. We've tried to bring the fall and Halloween decorations to everybody. We've had friendship boats have been repainted. Liberty Square riverboats we have news about. So let's get right into this week. We are going to start it off at Magic Kingdom like we normally do, everybody. And what do we have here, Chip? Tigger and Pooh are meeting and greeting that is returned to the Magic Kingdom. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, too, have returned to the Magic Kingdom. Guests can once again meet that silly old bear and the bouncy Tigger in Fantasyland. So guests visiting Magic Kingdom can find Pooh and Tigger at the Thoughtful Spot in Fantasyland. They will be out every 30 minutes starting at 10:45 a.m. Disney World describes it. Spend some time in a shady place deep in the 100-acre wood. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger love seeing new friends and old to share a hug and maybe even a smackerel of honey. How cool is this, man? It's hey, Brem Bear. I'm really happy to see Winnie the Pooh and Tigger back again. Tigger is almost my spirit animal over here. So, yeah, it's just really nice to have all the characters coming back to the Magic Kingdom. We know that character breakfast and character dining is making a return over the next month. There's going to be almost all the restaurants are going to have, well, all the restaurants that used to have character interactions are going to have them again. We did Mickey's Not So Scary, and we got to see Winnie the Pooh and the 100-Acre Wood Friends in all their costumes over at the nighttime after hours party. So that was fun. Got to see a lot of characters. So are you interested in seeing Pooh and Tigger?
Not really.
Come on. You're not a big meet and greet the characters type guy.
Yeah, I feel like waiting in those lines to meet the characters and you get literally like 5 seconds with them.
There's nothing like hugging a Pooh.
Yeah. I prefer to drive by. I do drive-by picture taking.
Whoa, that just went dark. I like to do drive-bys on the character. Whoa, no, you don't mean it that way. You mean walk by and take a picture.
Pew, 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 pew.
Chip's living in the 90s. Represent. In further news over the Magic Kingdom, Merchants of Venus has reopened in the Magic Kingdom. It is now a cool down spot is what they're calling it. It's seating for anti-gravity's ice cream parlor. So you actually have more seating over there, a place to cool down. The air conditioning is running. So Merchant of Venus reopens as a new seating area at the Magic Kingdom. Once it was a gift shop for the now shuttered Stitch's Great Escape, this new relaxation station also doubles as an extension for anti-gravities in Tomorrowland. So, of course, obviously, Chip, more seating, more space inside the air conditioning in this Florida weather at this time of year. Great idea. It was really cool seeing some of the posters in there. I don't know if you got to see the pictures.
I did.
But yeah, Retro Tomorrowland posters are all over. I think it's really cool. Like there's one where you can see from the Starlight Room, what's his name? Sunny D? Sunny Eclipse.
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Wow. I'm going to hand in my Disney card now, everybody.
Where's Sunny D?
He's playing in the Starlight Room. Sorry, everybody. Sunny Eclipse. The alien who plays... what does he play? A piano? It's a piano-esque type thing. It's probably some alien instrument. But
he plays
Sunny,
creepy. That's what he plays.
He does. He is... Have you ever sat in there recently and watched him play?
Not in a while.
No. So the night he's gone for a little while right now. He is down. He's because Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party's going on that stage where he normally is the Zombeats Bash. So I haven't seen Sunny Eclipse in a few days. Oh,
Holly was in there recording the bash.
She was digging it. I can't wait to go over there tonight. So we're going over tonight, obviously, for media night. She is going to go over there and try and get some reels of the Zombeats Bash again. Like she was hanging out, having a great time, dancing. What was really cool though, Chip, is sometimes we sit back and we get to crowd watch. There was this little girl who probably was around 10 or 11. You could see that she was having the time of her life. And every few moments she would go over and hug her mom and just thank her for being there because she got to see the zombies from Zombies 3. So that was really cool.
Wait, isn't that seating area going to be for your media event tonight?
Yes, Merchants of Venice is actually going to be closed tonight. I know it just opened, but tonight they are, since it is media night for us and a few others, they are actually going to have that area closed off for the media event, where they're going to show us all the new merchandise that they're going to have for sale for these events and show us off some of the cool snacks and treats and kind of just give us a guide through all of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, the return, because it's been gone for 2 or 3 years.
It's now open, except for tonight for you.
It's now open, which it's not open for you people out there.
Yep.
It is now open for me tonight, Chip. That's so horrible. That's the worst. I'm so sorry, everybody. Speaking of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which, by the way, we're just going to be talking about that a lot during this podcast because it's the season. And to be quite honest, we just had the first one and it was a long night. It was a long, wet night. It was a lot of rain. It was a wet night. So, by the way, okay. So,
did you bring a poncho or umbrella or anything?
Nope. I brought a change of clothes in my bag.
Oh, really?
I don't mind being wet. Like, you're in Florida. You just kind of get used to it. It's the shoes thing. Like, I hate having soggy feet.
Oh, you don't wear Crocs like most people?
I'm almost going to have to turn into a Croc person if it starts raining again tonight.
They dry pretty quick, I hear.
I would imagine they could.
I mean, I don't wear them, but...
Yeah, I don't know. What was I going to say? I lost my spot because we talked about Crocs.
I do that on purpose. Any way to disrupt your train of thought.
We are going over there tonight, and so we went. I was going to say we were going to talk about it a lot. Oh, this is what I was going to say for the audience out there. If you went the other night on opening night, apparently Disney was giving you not refunds, but giving you tickets to a different night because so much was canceled. I thought that was interesting. We personally didn't do that because we got everything we needed out of the party. So I was like, I feel like I was ripping off Disney. But for those who left early, I think you can go over there and get a new night for your tickets.
So what happened with the Hocus Pocus thing?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. So we're in the middle of the first showing, and all of a sudden, like, you could see that weather may or may not hit the area, and you saw lightning way off into the distance. Well, like 2 minutes before the show started, you saw some real lightning, and it felt like it was kind of close. And then all of a sudden the show starts, and you're like, oh, this is great. And you're watching the show, and they get past what's his name?
Use your words, Greg.
Dr. Facilier.
Okay.
he comes out and does his thing. Next is Oogie Boogie comes out and does his dance. Well, in the middle of his dance, all of a sudden, it went dead. Like, he's dancing and his voice just disappeared and he was rushed off the stage, which, by the way, you can actually watch that on our YouTube channel over the YouTube Chip and Company page over there. But you literally see Oogie Boogie. It's like, hey, I'm dancing. I'm walking off the stage. I'm out. It was pretty weird. I've never seen that happen before. Obviously, Disney has safety protocols in place so they know if lightning hits too close to the park, and for the safety of guests and for their cast members on stage, they pulled the whole stage and everybody off, and then like, this show has been canceled. Thank you.
So that was the first showing. Then...
Yes. It was pouring and lightning during the second showing.
Okay.
It stopped just as the fireworks were starting. The rain stopped. Like, we had the ultimate position because we walked out there while it was still raining a little bit, and we stood in front of the partner statue, and it was empty, Chip. It was dead empty. Nice. Which you never see when, and we're like, they didn't announce the fireworks were not happening. They just didn't say anything. And then a few minutes before, they're like, it's just delayed. Well, we're going to, as soon as we can, we're going to make it happen. Within 5 minutes, they started the fireworks and there was no one around us. I was like, oh, this is epic. And then it filled in and a few people came in front of us. And one, okay, Chip, here's a question for you. When you were down here a lot, and obviously you have recorded all the fireworks shows, would you ever hold your camera up well above your head on a tripod? That way it blocks the view of everybody else because you want to get a better shot than everybody else.
No, I've never done that. I'd like to keep it right at eye level. So you're basically just hovering the ground a little bit.
Right. That's the respect thing to do. You don't go too much above your head because you're not that tall. So if you keep it at eye level or a little above, that's fine. You're not blocking anybody's view. My man tried to walk in during the show and put a camera up and put it about 5 feet above his head. I was like, yeah, that ain't happy. He had a full-on tripod and a whole setup. And I was like,
wow.
How the heck do you get into Disney World with that? But it was like, then he put the umbrella over top of it. So now it was an umbrella and the camera. Like, and okay, 5 feet, I'm going to say 2 feet. So the man was probably 5'5", and then add another 2 feet on top of that was his camera and then an umbrella.
Well,
I was like, man, no, you are not doing that in front of me. Which I was lucky that our audio did not pick that up because there was some language. He was not happy that somebody called him out for that. I was like, dude, it's rude for everybody behind you. I was like, not just me. There's little kids that I'm stepping off to the side to make sure that the little kids can see. Like, grandma's sitting here in a wheelchair. Why are you being like this? You are not the star of the Magic Kingdom show today. It's not about you. Yes, he was.
Okay. Did you know him?
Yes, I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Did you know him well?
No, but he does not like us anymore.
No.
I may have lost us one fan. But in the meantime, I got great shots and I did it respectful and our video ended up turning out great. So if you want to go and watch the fireworks show in all its spectacular glory, and it's in high def and looks brilliant, and I didn't hold the camera above my head, nor did I affect anybody else's viewings, please go and check that out on our YouTube page. Sorry, I had
that was a whole 5 minutes.
I had to vent. That was oh, you have no clue how angry I am at certain people right now. I'm a happy person, Chip. Like, let's all just get along. Like, show respect for the guests. That's what it comes down to. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
It comes down to we're there reporting, and at the end of the day, we're selling Disney to an audience, and we have a good audience and a lot of people out there. There's a way of covering everything without affecting anybody else's vacation where they've spent $3,000 to $12,000 to enjoy themselves. Why should we go out there and be like, no, I'm more important than you because I have an audience?
Well, it's common courtesy to keep the screen in front of your face, not 2 feet above it. You should be able to look at your screen, not look up and basically you're flipping the screen down so you can see. That's not if you're going to do something like that, go off to the side.
Right. You don't do it right in the middle. It's like, look, I understand people who have put their kids on top of their shoulders once in a while. It's a little kid. You like somebody walked in front of you. Now the kid can't see. It packs in. Some people do not know how it all operates there. But you don't put the cameras up higher. You don't put show some decorum. But speaking of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, pardon me for my vent, people. More dates are now sold out. We did notice over the past week, and really it came down to, I think people wanted to see the coverage and to see what was happening, to see if they wanted to go. So now that it's out there, we have a lot of dates are selling out, and it's selling out quickly. So if you are coming down here in September and October, there's a few dates still available. August, there is only one date left, and that's August 30th is the only day left in August available. So the 12th, what is that, 19th, 26th, they're all sold out.
That was written a couple days ago, so you might want to go to the website and double check before you get all excited.
Right.
There may be more dates sold out.
Yeah, so be careful, everybody out there who's looking to come down here. It's sold out, and the demand, I think Disney did a really good job. Even though it rained, they still did what they were supposed to, and they got a lot of shows out there. But yeah,
did you see a lot of people leaving?
No. Yeah, so here's my surprise, Chip. We've known from years past that after the first parade and after the fireworks, the park normally clears out. They didn't have the stage show, so people waited around. And then they didn't have the second stage show, and people waited around. Then they didn't have the third stage show, and people waited around because the parade was late and the fireworks were late. So everything was delayed. So by the time midnight came around and they were going to do the last stage show, which they ended up not doing fully, it was crowded. It was so packed in there. It's because everybody wanted to see it. So if it runs on a normal night, after the parade, stage show, and fireworks, that place becomes a ghost town and is so wonderful to hang out in. I love Halloween. So yeah, go check out, like Chip said, go check out check out our website or check out Disney's website. They will have the most up-to-date information if you're looking to go.
Did you check the weather for tonight?
You know what, Chip? I did not. And I probably should have. You know what? Everybody bear with me. We're going to check the weather for tonight.
Well, let's run a commercial while we're at it.
Hey, let's run a commercial while I check the weather.
Good timing.
Do you love Chip and Company podcast? Be sure to head over to chipandco.com for even more Disney Parks news, entertainment, and review podcast. Chip and Company has been delivering the best in Disney news, planning tips, and more since 2009. And now you can get that news in an audio-only format 5 days a week. Join us every Monday on Diz Life Podcast and start your week off the right way by living your best Disney life. Tuesday is our News and Review podcast, discussing the latest breaking news from the Walt Disney Corporation. Every Wednesday, we're discussing the latest in Disney parks in our Parks and Review podcast with Greg and Chip. Thursdays have Mark and Greg breaking down the top headlines of the week in And Company, a brand new podcast. And don't forget to tune in for Extra every single weekend with deep dives on the biggest headlines. Get that extra dose of Disney in your weekly commute, your time on the treadmill, or even just relaxing around the house. So what are you waiting for? Head over to chipandco.com today and become part of the fastest growing podcast network in the Disney community. We hope that you enjoyed today's podcast, and thank you for being a part of our podcast family.
Yeah.
Please tell me when you saw Mark, since he's down there visiting, you said, "What are you waiting for?"
I say that every time I see him, along with Ahoy Hoy. Those two things are always said. So, Chip, the weather tonight, man, is going to be fabulous.
Good.
It's going to, by the time 7 p.m. hits, it's going to be 86. And then by the time the party's over, it'll be dropping down to 79. A little bit of humidity. It's going to be a perfect night for this.
It's 70 here, by the way.
Oh, good for you, man. I know it was pretty hot there for the last 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we got a good night for this tonight. Everybody stay with us on Instagram and on YouTube. We will be doing everything we can to bring you the latest news from Mickey's Not So Scary. Speaking of latest news, Chip, yesterday was the grand opening of Boardwalk Deli over what used to be the Boardwalk Bakery. So the Boardwalk Deli is now open at Disney's Boardwalk Resort over at the Walt Disney World Resort, inspired by the delis of the American Northeast. The menu offers house-baked bagels, savory warm sandwiches, and a variety of desserts that will make your mouth water. Be sure to
Did they have a grand opening? Like, did they have someone out there announcing that it was going to open? Something like this?
We're open! We're open! Yeah,
Get the Boardwalk Deli here!
Boardwalk, come on in. You got a bagel? We got the bagel. Bagels!
Boardwalk Deli here.
Get your boardwalk pastrami here.
That would be the perfect place to do it, though. That's
You want a
you're on the
pastrami? I
boardwalk.
got you. Pastrami for this guy.
Is that your Jamaican accent?
No, that was my horrible Boardwalk Jersey guy.
Oh.
You know, the guy who's like, come on in, you can win a grand prize. Just spend $100 here.
That sounds like a New Jersey / Jamaican accent.
Blip, blip. Come get your Boardwalk Deli, man. Inspired by Brooklyn Heights. Big up, Junior. Blip.
Anyway,
Not a good deli salesman. I am not a good deli salesman. We have in the article, you can see the outside. They have the new signs up. They have the menus up. Look, it looks like a deli. Chip, you and I know what a deli looks like. It looks like a deli. They do have some new desserts that look like Disney desserts. Obviously inspired by New York Deli, like the cream puff and a few other things look really good. But then, of course,
a black and white cookie I like.
Yeah. Of course, they Disneyfy it, so there's a Mickey on there, and then they coat it in chocolate. They should have just left it as a cream puff filled, and it would have been fabulous. That's what we had. The brownie cheesecake is delicious. The crumb cake is a new recipe, so it's a New York crumb cake. Think Entenmann's.
Okay. But not
and then
good?
just not. No, I mean it was fine. It wasn't bad. Yeah, it depends on how long those sit in the deli case, because if they're fresh, they're wonderful. If they sit there for a little while, little crust on the side. The cannolis are out now. So let's get to the actual food, Chip. We went over there and tried some of the menu. And then we have a review for some of it. Okay, I have a review of some of it.
Yeah, you ate it, not me.
I ate it. The cream puff, we'll start at dessert. The cream puff, again, if it didn't get covered in chocolate, I think probably would have been my favorite dessert at Disney. The cream inside is right, and the dough is definitely that really good cream puff flavor.
Was it the white cream or the yellow cream?
Yellow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
no, it's real. It's real. The pastrami. Wait, let's go to the hoagie first, Chip. This is where my anger comes in, because I'm going to end it on a positive note.
Okay.
That hoagie, the Italian hoagie that they had at Boardwalk previously, was probably I'm going to say between that and the turkey sandwich they had there, my two favorite sandwiches at Walt Disney World Resort. It tasted like home. It tasted like a deli sandwich that you would get at your local deli on the street corner in Philly. Really, really good. This one, Chip, not so good. First off, they changed the bread, so it's more like a hoagie roll bread, which is fine. But then there is a quarter of meat that used to be in there. There's no like Italian dressing, no oil vinegar flavor to it. It's mayo and then a spinach arugula pesto, and then it has tomato and pesto on top, arugula on top.
So it didn't have the oil and vinegar that a traditional Italian sub would have?
Correct. None of that. It had the pesto instead. It had a quarter of what the meat used to be. So it was a whole lot of bread and nothing on the inside. And you can see it in the pictures where you're like, okay. And look, we shouldn't be surprised about this. Disney did tell us a year and a half ago that they were going to be cutting portion sizes. So it's a smaller sandwich. It's less meat in there for the same price. Yeah. So it was very disappointing. I was really disappointed. Like, I was angry yesterday about that chip. I was like, come on, this is the best sandwich. Shenanigans. Ruin the magic. But then the pastrami Reuben on marble rye with a little bit of sauerkraut and some pickle and the Russian dressing. So well done.
Isn't that a Thousand Island dressing?
Yeah, what did I say? Russian dressing? Aren't they the same thing?
No, Russian is like a red color.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thousand Island dressing. The meat is stacked up on there like a deli sandwich would be. Obviously, it's a Disney-fied version, but it's still stacked up on there. So there is a lot of pastrami on there. The sauerkraut wasn't too much, so it didn't overpower the sandwich. The dressing was the perfect amount. The marble rye was fresh, and it was warm. And oh man, it was such a delightful mouthfeel. It was such a delightful sandwich. Like, I was really happy to get that. We didn't try the bagels. We didn't try some of the baked goods. The coleslaw was it was average. The chips, really good chips. They make their chips in-house. So some of it, top notch, man. Really happy about it. I think the Boardwalk Bakery is going to be a good place. If you're staying at Boardwalk, trust me, go get the New York deli stuff they have there. The bagels are fresh and good. Apparently the sandwiches in the morning, people were raving about them. So, yeah, just the Italian hoagie sandwich was ruined.
Now, you said that the sandwiches are made to order, correct? They're not pre-made.
Yeah. So we put in the order and they made the sandwich. So I think the turkey sandwiches are pre-made. I think they can pull it out of the deli case and just hand it to you.
Okay.
For the pastrami and for the Italian, they made it while we were there. And then, so the good thing is you can plus and minus. Like, if you don't want tomato, you can ask them, can I have a sandwich with no tomato? As soon as you do that, you know automatically it's going to become a fresh sandwich. So that's a little trick for everybody. But yeah, they made that Reuben. They made it right in behind, and you could see them making it for me. So that was really nice. Some of the stuff is pre-made. So
wait, is the Reuben toasted?
You can have it toasted, yeah.
Okay.
Mine was not toasted. I don't toast my bread.
Yeah, I like a toasted Reuben.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Both taste great. That marble rye was really good too. And the rye, it didn't have any of those little seeds or anything like that, but it had that flavor. Oh, so good. Good sandwich. Ruined the Italian though. That's what you're taking away from this. I want you all to know I'm angry that they ruined the Italian sandwich over there. Speaking of new drinks,
it's no Wawa.
It is not Wawa. Nothing touches Wawa.
Their Italian sandwich.
How generic Wawa is, it is the best food ever.
Every time we come down to visit you guys, I always get the Italian hoagie at Wawa. Every single time.
Yeah, and you know what? That is a generic Italian hoagie, but it's right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's correct. It's not some weird thing where it has pesto and arugula. It's an Italian hoagie.
I get mine drowning in oil, vinegar, oregano, spices.
Yeah, and you need to put tomato, lettuce, onion on the top. That's all you need. Little oregano seasoning on top, just a little salt, extra oil and vinegar on the bread. And the oil and vinegar has to go on bread side.
Yeah. Not
on the sandwich so it drips off.
Douse that puppy.
Yeah, I want it drowned. By the time I get to the ends, I want the bread squishy.
Yeah.
I like squishy bread, Chip.
That must be a Pennsylvania thing.
It's gotta be. Over at Bivoli Gelateria in Disney Springs, they have 3 new Halloween drinks that look really good. They have the Jack-o'-lantern float. Let's see what they have. Why just be spooky when you could be sweet too? Bivoli Vivoli Il Gelato in Disney Springs is bringing some sugary treats to Halloween with a Jack and Friends gelato drink. Choose from the Monster Shake, the Vampire Float, or the Jack-o'-lantern Float. They're all monstrously delicious, which we're going to have to go check out.
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
So I would imagine that Allison obviously has been over there because she wrote this article. So her personal favorite has to be the Monster Mint Chocolate Chip Shake, made from creamy mint chocolate chip gelato in a classic and refreshing. The shake is topped with whipped cream and chocolate shavings.
Is that what she said? That's her favorite?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she goes over there.
Right. Another delightful, dreadful option is the Jack-o'-lantern, which is a float made with vanilla gelato and orange Fanta. Think of Halloween creamsicle? Yes, please. I want a creamsicle. And then, of course, orange isn't your thing. Vampire float, which is a way to go. It has vanilla gelato and Sprite. Both these floats are also topped with whipped cream. That creamsicle one is talking to me. I'm all about that.
What was the one with the Sprite? Because you lost me there.
The Frankenstein-y one-y thingy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I clicked off the article.
That's all right.
I was moving on. Moving on. Topolino's Terrace at the Riviera Resort has a new limited time menu for summer. Thank God summer's almost over, Chip. Wait.
Still got a whole month to go.
I know. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, who wrote this? Did Allison write this? Yes, Allison, because she's down here. So one of her favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World Resort is Topolino's Terrace. See, this is why I like how we write articles. It's personable. Like, it's like you're having a conversation with somebody. The food has always been enjoyable, and even if it wasn't, the rooftop view would make up for it. Now, in late summer menu update, Topolino's is taking some inspiration from those words that I can't say. I think the tiredness just hit me. Côte d'Azur? Côte d'Azur?
I don't know that. I'm going to have to look at it now.
It's C-O with a squiggly line, triangle up top, a T-E, D apostrophe A-Z-U-R.
Tortellini?
Tortellini? There's not even a T in there.
Creme brulee?
Yeah. Oh, God, Allison, why would you do this to me? You know I have to read these. She's like, I'm going to put this in to mess with him because he's going to have to read it out loud.
You know what it is she's fluent in French.
She is, and she's absolutely right because, look, she's like, it's taking some inspiration from Côte d'Azur, otherwise known as the French Riviera. Thank you, Allison. Oh,
she likes doing that.
Yeah, and you know what? She really is. Yeah. The menu will only be available for a limited time, featuring some tasty dishes you don't want to miss.
Tasty dishes you can't pronounce.
Yep. Organic beet salad is now available. So late summer, it's kind of like a late summer edition of what's being grown right now. So it feels like it's like a local flavoring type thing. But organic beet salad, you can get the asparagus soup appetizer. Yeah. And then have some other choices, Chip, that I cannot say. Tortellini au fungi. Fungi.
Is that mushrooms?
Plant-based option, smoked paprika mushroom tortellini. Why don't they just call it smoked mushroom paprika mushroom Okay.
Do you actually attempt to pronounce, like, if you're going out to eat and there's something on the menu, do you actually try to pronounce it?
And I will be like, listen, I apologize. I'm going to hack this, but I'm going to also try and say it. And normally the waiter or waitstaff is like, thank you very much for trying, but here's how it's actually said, and this is what it means. But as long as you're upfront with them and you're not trying to mock them, because that I would never do something like that when you're dealing with a cultural thing. But trying to learn it, I think is a more respectable way of doing it. I'm not like, I'll take the creme, brulee. I can't understand what y'all are saying. I don't know why it went there. Creme brulee, vanilla and citrus creme brulee with a cherry combo, strawberry foam, sugar beignets, chocolate meringues.
Ooh, beignets.
Yeah, 50th anniversary chocolate stamp, $14. So yeah, it should have been called the late summer update for the limited time menu. Thank you, Allison, again for doing that to me. Over at Disney Springs, we are getting the 10th annual Great Irish. Here
we go again.
Here we go again. All right, hold on. I took a drink. I calmed down. I'm good. Chip, over at Disney Springs, we are getting the 10th annual Great Irish Hoolie at Raglan Road is going to return September 2nd through September 5th. Bring on the... Oh, man, why? Come on, Chip. You know I have to read these. What is it, Craic? C-R-A-I-C?
Where are you
at?
That
word? The first sentence of that article. Bring on the Craic? Craic?
I don't know. I just copied it from them, so it's got to be an Irish term.
I apologize. Look, I apologize. I'm certainly not trying to make fun of anybody or do anything.
It is Irish.
You are literally getting me trying to I've never seen that word before. Let's see if Greg can pronounce it. Anyway, Raglan Road.
Enjoyable social activity or a good time. It is Irish.
Oh, bring on the Craic. Craic. Yeah.
He loves the Craic, the late nights.
Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant will host the 10th annual Great Irish Hoolie Boutique Music Festival Labor Day weekend, September 2nd, continuing through the 5th. The pub guests will want to dance and sing along nonstop traditional Irish tunes. Celt, grass, folk, and blues performed by top Irish bands slated to perform. Taking the stage will be first-rate lineup of luminaires from the traditional Irish music world. Teada, One for the Foxes, Celtic Croy, meaning heart, and Gophan. Oh, jeez. You know what I should do, Chip, next time? Probably read the article first.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
We are now learning that Greg cannot pronounce things without learning what they are. Oh, man.
That's why I let you do it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I've never felt my IQ sink faster than today. Man, this is the worst podcast ever today. I am so sorry, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Look, not all of them can be home runs. Every once in a while, you strike out.
I'm sure Holly will get a kick out of it when she listens.
Just bear with me, folks. Uniqlo is hosting a t-shirt design contest with a winning prize of $20,000. So they're sponsoring a design competition called UT Grand Prix or UTGP. This year, the theme is Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, and Marvel. Entry period is now through September 10th, and the grand prize, $20,000. Plus, you get special prizes awarded to multiple winners of $1,000. And then there's extra prizes for top winners. The top winners will be invited to the U.S. for a special tour. That's really cool. So the UTGP is a design competition that started in 2005 using the t-shirt as a creative medium. The UTGP invites everyone to freely express their creativity, open to everyone, regardless of their occupation, age, gender, nationality. It aims to foster imagination and artistic talent in people all over the world. That's really cool that Disney is teaming up with them to do this year. So if you are an artist, if you feel that you can design a t-shirt, if you can work in any medium, send in your artwork to Uniqlo, and you can actually find the link on our website right now. I think that is awesome. Chip, are you artistic in any way?
Digitally, I'm a little bit.
You're good digitally. Can you play the spoons? Washboard? Come on, you can come down here and play the washboard.
I play the guitar.
See, you are talented. I, on the other hand, talk for a living.
You mean to tell me when you were doing like the band stuff, you didn't learn enough to go up? Because I've seen tons of live bands, and the people that are setting up the stage, they go up there and they play a few chords, play a few riffs. You can't play a guitar enough to do that?
Nope. So
Really?
I will tell you why. As an audio engineer, as a sound person out on tour with these bands, I figured, and I always had in my head, that if I played any one of those instruments, first off, I would make that louder than anything else while I'm mixing. So all you would hear is that instrument, because I would sit back and critique that person the whole time. So if I never learned anything, I would treat everything equally and make the mix sound better. It worked. I ended up touring with Rock and Roll Hall of Fame bands. So it worked for me, people. Not saying do that, because maybe I could have been taught by people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and learned how to really play. You would think, wouldn't you? No,
you're up there
all that time on the tour bus.
And...
Yeah, and then you sit on the tour bus, and what do? You sit there and play music the whole time, and I'm like, nah, I'm too good for you. What is that about, man? I
could have been taught by like Colin Ray.
You literally are making me question my whole life. I could have been Joe Satriani. Thanks, man. Thanks. Now I feel dirty. I'm gonna go crying game in my shower.
Sorry.
Fall beverages are now available at Joffrey's coffee locations at Walt Disney World, Chip, in case you didn't know and wanted to destroy somebody else's dreams, which we want to start off by saying, we love you, Joffrey's. You would never destroy my childhood dreams. I love you.
You talking to me or the coffee?
I was trying to hold off and make that as creepy as possible. I was like, if I don't say anything for a moment.
The music stopped and everything.
Like, I didn't mean to reject you on top of that. It'd be like, no, well, Chip, I don't love you. I love the coffee. I love Joffrey's. You're not good enough for love.
I had to squirm a little bit in my seat. I just felt really uncomfortable. I think it's more because I don't love you judged. I just want to be friends, Greg. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This is not a relationship anymore. Not one that I want. Oh, fall beverages are now available at Oh, man. Anyway, around Walt Disney World, any Joffrey stand, you can get pumped up, pumpkined up, not pumped up. I mean, I'm sure you get pumped up over this. See, that would be the perfect time.
And I've been trying to do less sound effects.
No, you've been doing great, man. These podcasts are rocking. Today's a little off kilter, but whatever. Get pumpkined up for the return of fall brews starting up. It already started, so you can get them now. All Disney World and Disney Springs location, you could get the pumpkin pie latte, which would be the pumpkin spice latte that some other stores sell. This one is the pumpkin pie latte. And I'm here to tell you, it tastes like pumpkin pie and not pumpkin spice. So good on Joffrey's for doing that right. The pumpkin game changer, which is pumpkin creme brulee, cold brew with a shot of espresso, pumpkin pie syrup, and cream. And then to top it all off, you have the caramel apple chai tea latte, which is chai tea latte with caramel apple butter syrup. Which will you try first? Oh my gosh. Did they really do that as an ending? Which will you try first?
You know what I learned this past week?
I hate advertisers. Wait, who wrote that? Oh, that was me. Oof. 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 That one hurts.
I learned this week that you do not like anything pumpkin.
What do you mean I don't like anything pumpkin?
I asked you to get one of those pumpkin drinks. You're like, no, thanks.
I didn't say no thanks. I said yes.
No, you said you didn't like pumpkin anything.
No. I never said I didn't like pumpkin anything. That is not the words. The words I used were, yeah, if there isn't a giant line at Joffrey's because we have so much else to do.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to avoid being let's talk about merch for a second, Chip. You were on my butt about getting merch the whole night, and you're like, well, why didn't you get the merch? Well, Chip, I didn't want to wait in 3 hours of a line that went from Casey's all the way down to the town square, made a right, went all the way to the barber shop, and then made a right into the building to get the merchandise. And the cast members were not having anybody, oh, can I just see that? They were like, nope. It's like, all right, well, we're going to get merch pictures from far away. Plus, I knew that Disney was going to do this tonight. So join us all night as we bring to you Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party from the Magic Kingdom.
But you do like pumpkin spice then?
I love pumpkin. No, I don't. Okay, I like pumpkin spice, but I'm really more into like this pumpkin pie latte. Speaks to me on many levels. I cannot wait to try that. I like pumpkin pie flavor. Pumpkin spice, I don't know why everything went pumpkin spice in this world when really what I want to eat is the pumpkin pie. And it's Joffrey's, man. When would you ever hear me say no to Joffrey's? Anything. Unless it had berries in it.
Oh, I just got the impression you didn't care for pumpkin spice.
No, I don't like pumpkin spice, but I like pumpkin pie.
Know what I meant.
I like Joffrey's too. You put one and one together? I love you, Joffrey's. Yeah, man. Let's go try it. Maybe tonight when we got to get a second or third wind, we're going to be all jacked up on Joffrey's.
There you go.
There you go. The Lime monorail chip has returned to service. So Disney, over the past few months, almost a year now, has been taking one monorail off the line at a time and refurbishing the whole monorail train.
Wait, you skipped right over Sarah.
All right, well, let's do Sarah as soon as this one's done. I mean, you could have interrupted at the end of the article.
Well, you jump from one thing to the next, so it's hard for me to slide something.
I do jump. I do. That's on me. I'll take that one. You're absolutely right.
You never stop to catch.
No, because I never go back over to the list. I'm just following my notes.
Okay.
So that's on me. That's completely my fault. One day I'll learn how to be a good podcaster. Not today, though. Not today. Anyway, over the past year, Disney has taken one monorail off the line at a time. This time we've seen the orange one done. We saw green, blue, black, yellow. So they're just making their way through all of them. This one is the Lime monorail, has been refurbished and cleaned up. The air conditioner now works in there, so it feels great driving, taking the monorail wherever you're going. We saw it on the we saw this on the Epcot to TTC line. And those, once they refurbish them, they smell better, they run better, they look better. So it's really nice. Disney did one of the coolest things ever of adding the running lights on them for the 50th anniversary. So yeah, it was just kind of an update, make it look better and make sure it was running properly. So there you go. And then now we have something from Sarah?
Yep.
Or are we just podcasting? Who are we doing?
Sarah.
All right, let's hear from Sarah. Let's hear from Mark about Sarah.
Hey guys, Diz Life Mark here, and I want to tell you all about the official travel partner here at Chip & Company. Let our good friend Sarah at Destination to Travel help you plan your next Disney vacation. Sarah specializes in planning dream vacations for your family. She's an authorized Disney vacation planner, and she can help with every step of your magical vacation. The best thing is that her services are 100% free. Want to travel beyond Disney? Sarah has you covered there too. Want to find out more? Fill out a trip request form over at the website at Chip & Co. or email her directly at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. What are you waiting for? Start planning that dream vacation today. Email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com.
I love when we start a podcast, Chip. At the beginning, you're like, yeah, there's not many articles. If we run short, we run short. Meanwhile, I still have like most of the articles to go, and we're already at 50 minutes.
Well, I can't help that you went off on a 15-minute rant about an Italian sub. So,
so speaking of transportation, Chip, the Friendship boats are getting a new paint job over at Epcot, and the ones that run between Epcot and Hollywood Studios. We saw this one inside of Epcot itself, inside the World Showcase Lagoon, doing the World Showcase run from Morocco over to what is that, port of entry, and then from port of entry back to Morocco. So they are all getting a new paint job. The old one was like a pink and light blue stripey type thing. The new ones are blue roof with a red trimming and then white bottom. They do have the new, well, not the new, but they do have the Walt Disney World Transportation logo is attached to them now. Check them out. They look cleaner on the inside. They look cleaner on the outside. So again, just like the monorail line, they are taking Friendship boats off the line to get them cleaned up and make them look better. Just a basic refurbishment to keep everything running tip-top shape.
I heard they got a new horn added too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So when you go across...
That's what it sounds like when they pull in now.
Why? Why do I always fall for that? Oh, man. Speaking of Disney transportation, Chip, the Skyliner has announced, well, not the Skyliner, not the personal Skyliner announced something. Disney announced about the Skyliner. You just see the Skyliner. Hey, the Skyliner. I'm going to be closed. Up here.
We're closed here.
Blip, blip. Come on, man. You can't ride me in the air anymore. I'm closed. Close me down. The Disney Skyliner is going to be closing for refurbishment starting in January 2023. The reason we mention that now is for everybody who is planning a stay down here in January. Just be forewarned that it's going to be closed for a little bit. It'll go under renovation for the gondolas and for the whole thing. It looks like it will be closed for routine maintenance January 22nd until January 29th. So if you have a stay here on one of these Skyliner resorts, be forewarned that January 22nd through the 29th, you will have no Skyline access. You will have to do buses or boats or whatever you can do on those days. So little forewarning for everybody out there. And it's normal, Chip. They take stuff down all the time. It's refurbishment season during the winter.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney transportation, Chip, Liberty Square Riverboat. Yeah, it's great. The Liberty Square Riverboat will be closing for refurbishment also, but this one's going to happen later this month. Liberty Square Riverboat in Magic Kingdom will be closing later this month for refurbishment. The attraction will close on August 22nd and reopen in early September. We've seen this before. It's really cool to see what they do. They take the boat and they park it in the back, pretty much where the boats for, what is that? The electrical night water pageant, the water electrical parade. What do you call that? Water pageant. It's really cool to see the boat parked over there while they do refurbishment on it. So really cool images you get, but just be forewarned that if you were thinking of cruising the rivers of America and feeling like you were Mark Twain, it'll be closed at the end of August.
That stinks.
Yeah. But not for very long. But look, everything needs a refurbishment. Everything needs to stay tip-top shape. Disney's, again, doing a really good job on making sure they're putting little pieces of magic back in the park, and then they want to make sure everything runs properly. Speaking of Disney parks themselves, they have extended theme park hours in all 4 parks through October 1st. So they extended Magic Kingdom will open at 8 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. That can't be right. Oh, that's the party. I was like, it closes at 6 p.m., but those are party dates. September 12th, the park will open at 9 and close at 10. On September 12th and 19th, it'll stay open from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. All other dates, it is open 9, but closes at 11 p.m. So that's good. Epcot will open from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m., except on September 8th. That day, the park will open 9 a.m., but close at 9 p.m. Wait a second. Who wrote that? Oh, all right. It was Sarah. She knows she's great with those times. Yeah. It looks like Animal Kingdom, though, will stay open from 8 to 8 on Saturdays and Sundays only between August 28th and October 1st. All other days, the park is closing at 7 p.m., Chip. Do you know how angry that makes me? This is my anger episode. I don't get, like, listen to me, okay? Animal Kingdom, they spent how many millions, Chip? Millions of dollars building Pandora and putting glow-in-the-dark stuff that fluoresces in the Pandora, in that whole world, and then they close it while it's still sunny out, and you cannot see that. Why do you close it so early if you spent millions of dollars to build that? Why can't I see Pandora at nighttime, Chip?
You think they'd leave at least the front part of the park open?
Yeah, it makes no sense. Look, I love you, Disney, but once in a while I'm confused by you, Disney. I'm sure there's a reason. Really cool news, though. The annual passes anymore are not being mailed out. You have to come down to Disney Springs when they're available, get in a virtual queue, and then pick them up with ID. It's a something, but it makes sure that if you're down here, you get an opportunity to get an annual pass. So that's smart. But sometimes people who come down here cannot get over there, or they didn't get a chance to get over here. So Disney is releasing again the Mickey and Minnie version of the annual pass holder magnet. It's going to return for a limited time. It looks like from August 25th until September 21st, guests with a valid park admission and park pass at Epcot can pick up a magnet in Creation Shop. Forewarning, if you are an AP holder and have already picked up your magnet, you cannot pick up a second one. It is one per person, and they have it stored in their computer. So that magnet is really cool. I'm actually hitting play on it right now. Oh, that was loud in my ears. It is the first time they had the interactive magnet, and Mickey and Minnie pop up, and then Cinderella Castle pops up. So we left a link in the article. Please go check it out. You can see the actual video we made of it. So that's really cool of Disney to bring them back for people. And they're just Epcot. You don't have to do virtual queue. You don't have to do anything crazy for it. In different news, Chip, theme parks could see a price hike in the near future. A price hike for Disney theme parks could be coming. The Walt Disney Company CEO, Bob Chapek, told CNBC that a price hike is likely to hit the theme parks soon. His reasoning: consumer demand. We read demand. We have no plans right now in terms of what we're going to do, but we operate with a surgical knife here. Chapek said, it's all up to the consumer. If consumer demand keeps up, we'll act accordingly. If we see a softening, which we don't think we're going to see, then we can act accordingly as well. Chip, you know what this means?
What's that?
People are coming to the parks, and the demand for going to Walt Disney World is still massive. So no matter what, all these certain people are like, oh, Disney's going to be losing people. It looks like the parks are staying full, and it looks like they can then supply and demand. They can demand more for their supply, which is how business works, people. So don't come after us yelling about how Bob Chapek is ruining the magic. I'm working on some breaking news right now. Breaking news. Do we have good breaking news? Can we announce the breaking news?
It is not good breaking news.
No.
Cal David, the voice of Sunny Eclipse, has just passed away at the age of 79.
Oh my God, I feel horrible now, Chip. I didn't mean to call him Sunny D.
That's crazy. It was shared. Sad news from Cal David's family. Cal passed away today. Aside from being a wonderful musician and singer, many of us Disney fans know him as the voice of our alien friend, Sunny Eclipse. He will always be our bright little star.
Wow. That is sad news. Everything we said earlier, we now take back. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. That is sad news. No, seriously. Like, anytime a Disney legend passes away, it is seriously sad news. Yeah, I would imagine we are going to talk about that in the next couple of days a few times. So, again, as we truly mean it, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and loved ones who have suffered this loss. And Chip, we are going to end this podcast, which we had just sad news from the Disney World. Then we had sad news from the Bob Chapek CEO, at which people are going to be angry about. But let's go over to the Disney Cruise Line and let people be angry about more things. Their vaccination policy is going to be updated starting September 2nd. Today, August 15th, Disney Cruise Line announced an update to our health and safety protocols regarding vaccination requirements. COVID-19 vaccinations for sailing departing U.S. and Canadian ports through September 1st. Disney Cruise Line requires guests ages 5 and older to be fully vaccinated at the time of sailing. Beginning September 2nd, here's the change. For sailings of U.S. and Canadian ports, cruise line require guests ages 12 and older to be vaccinated at the time of sailing, as defined by the CDC. Guests 11 and younger, they recommend guests 11 and younger to be fully vaccinated. So they are moving along with what the CDC guidance is for the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. They are working along with whatever guidelines they have. So
they just up the age a little bit.
Yeah, look, understandable. It's an evolving virus, or it's an evolving thing that you and I are not working for the CDC or the government. We just do what they recommend. In anything else, Chip?
No, nothing. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of depressed about Sunny Eclipse.
That is sad, man. That's really a bummer. Let's just end the episode on the sit. No, we got to think of something fun. So anyway, tonight, Chip, we will be over doing the media. I'm going to hopefully see him. Oh, yeah, he's not up. I just said because the band is playing, or the some Beats Bash is up. Sad news. We are going over to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party right now. We're going to go and bring you guys all the news and stuff going on during the media event tonight. We already have the fireworks show on YouTube. We have the Boo to You parade on YouTube. We're going to get some fun stuff tonight, Chip. It is going to be, let's go meet Jack and Sally tonight. I'm excited to meet Elvis Stitch is going to be out there. We're going to get the Grave Diggers. We're going to show you guys that. We're going to hopefully get Max from Powerline, his dance going down Main Street. We're going to hopefully see the Headless Horseman. We got lots of snacks to bring to everybody. And, Chip, I will bring you the merchandise.
Very nice.
Very nice. Other than that, my friend...
You said the Headless Horseman wasn't there last time.
Correct.
Do you think it's because of the rain?
100% because of the rain. A few different cast members, and this has been verified before. If it is wet out in any way, shape, or form, the Headless Horseman does not perform because they're worried about the horse and the animal. It's more about the safety of the animal and possibly slipping going down Main Street.
I could see that. I've actually been out there after it rained, and they actually did have the Headless Horseman, and it wasn't completely drenched, but it was a little slick, and that horse was all over the place.
Yes, and obviously they are wearing horseshoes, which are metal, and if you hit something wrong when it's wet, it's going to take out your leg. So, yeah, for the safety of the animal, not the safety of the cast member, but for the safety of the animal, they do not run when it's slick out. So tonight is not supposed to be slick, so we will see the Headless Horseman.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight. I love media nights. We get to do them because you have had such a great relationship with Disney for the last 13 years. So let's go have some fun, Chip. What else do we have going on? We have next week, we are going to Tutto Italiano over in
Italiano.
Yes. We're going to have dinner over there one night. We have...
I'm going to Dollywood this weekend.
You are going to Dollywood, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait for you to give us a trip report and your Instagram post and everything about that. I'm a huge fan of Dollywood. Chip, buy the apple pie. It's $120. It weighs 20 pounds, and it'll feed you the whole time you're there.
They'll sell it by the slice, too.
Oh, yeah, but it's still not 100. It's like... It's like a flex right
$65.
there. I bought a $120 apple pie from Dollywood, and I'm proud of it. And you know what? I'd be proud of it, man.
We were actually, all the influencers I was there with the last time, we were talking about buying it all together.
Should have done it.
Yeah.
I will say, Chip, we do have D23 coming up. We are going to Universal Studios for the media night of Halloween Horror Nights. So we're going to be bringing that to you guys. Trust us. And then I think that's it. What was I going to say? I have no clue. Let's end it there, Chip. As always, my friend, you get the last word.
Well, I was going to do Sunny D, but I had it written down, but I don't think it's appropriate this time.
No, you know what? Let's end it by saying Cal Davis is a living legend, and it's sad to hear the news about Sonny Eclipse and him as an actor and as a musician. Let's end it on a positive note, thinking about him and his family and the joy and entertainment that he gave us for the rest of our lives, because Sonny Eclipse will be at Magic Kingdom forever and we will always get to enjoy it. So yeah, he is a legend that will live on at the Magic Kingdom. So thank you.
Peace, Cal David.
Yep.